Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is here and it is huge! There are heaps of upgrades, costumes, abilities, side quests. It can all feel a bit overwhelming to know where to start. But don't worry, I've already 100%ed the game and made all the mistakes, so I can give you the top 5 things I wish I knew before starting Spider-Man 2. Forget about the unique skill trees. Because you can play as Peter Parker or Miles Morales this time around, Insomniac now has 3 skill trees for you to pour your hard-earned XP into. The problem is, it's never clear if you'll be playing as Miles or Peter from mission to mission, and you probably don't want to find yourself in a situation where you've overspec'd one and not the other. So just focus on finishing the shared skill tree before you even look at each Spider-Man's unique upgrade path. The shared skill tree manages things like traversal, combo upgrades, and shared combat abilities like webbing up enemies and throws. And don't worry, all the new abilities are unlocked as part of the story, so you're not going to miss out on Peter's Venom Punch if you don't sink XP into his skill tree. My suggestion is unlock all the traversal stuff first. You'll want to be able to swing and glide through New York at maximum pace in the late game. Plus, you get some cool new skills like the Slingshot, which lets you use these super slingshot points on buildings to get a massive speed boost. Suitabilities make anything easier. A welcome change from Spider-Man 2018 is that suit abilities are no longer tied to unlocking specific suits. Instead, suit abilities have their own upgrade screen that's available anytime. Suits are now for aesthetics only. You upgrade the suit abilities through city tokens, tech parts, and hero tokens, which you earn through missions, collectibles, and side quests. Again, prioritize traversal, damage, and focus when upgrading, as these are the things that make Spider-Man 2 even better to play. Focus is super important, as you can now only heal when you fill a full focus bar, instead of whenever you wanted like in Spider-Man 2018. Every third upgrade lets you choose one of 2 upgrades to be active. Don't worry, you can change which one you have equipped at any time, so always choose what you need. Upgrading is also super important if you want to have any chance of completing some of the tougher side missions. Leave pretty much all the side missions until you finish the story, except the Spider-Bots. There's heaps of side missions, each with their own stories, for you to complete in Spider-Man 2. But some of them feel insurmountably tough if you try them early on. Mysterio's Mysteriums are combat challenges that award you bronze, silver, and gold medals based on special conditions like time limits or only using finishes. I played these on normal difficulty and they are tough. You'll need to maximize your damage and unlock some late game abilities to have any chance of getting gold, so best to leave these until you've completed the amazing story. But there's one thing you should prioritize over anything else. Scattered around New York are Spider-Bots with custom paint jobs that Peter and Miles have no memory of losing. This questline replaces the backpacks from Spider-Man 2018, and it has one of the coolest Easter eggs. I highly recommend seeking out all these little friends ASAP. Playthrough in Fidelity Mode for your first playthrough. Yes, it's 30 frames per second over 60, and it's not as smooth, but come on, look at this! Look at the reflections! Look at the traffic density! I am usually the guy who is all about people playing the way they're most comfortable with, but Spider-Man 2 really is best when played with everything set to maximum. The city is way more vibrant this time around, with bright colours and lighting effects that look absolutely unreal on a 4K TV. And the detail in the characters, especially the suits, is best observed in as high a detail as possible. Seriously, you can see the seam of their masks where it connects to the rest of their suit. That's wild! Look at this! Speaking of suits, try and play with the default costumes for the whole story. Customizing the Spider-Man is a super fun part of Spider-Man 2, but there's some great story moments that benefit from having Peter and Miles in their default skivvies. When Peter gets the black suit, for example, it gets more and more gross as the symbiote corrupts his mind. It's a super awesome little touch that looks yuck in cutscenes and combat. It rules. But if you're, like me, committed to playing as Spider-Man Noir the entire time, it's still pretty great. So, that's 5 things I wish I knew before I started Spider-Man 2. But feel free to ignore me and do what you want. It's incredibly hard not to have a great time no matter how you choose to play. But one last thing, try and keep some of the Easter eggs and cool moments to yourself for as long as possible, because oh my gosh, there's some doozies. And make sure you get all those Spider-Bots!